My wife Cindy and I are parents to 5 kids. And our daughter Casey is the only sister in the group to 4 older brothers. If there is any one summary word for her worldview, it's that of a nonconformist. She sees the world through a big lens, as a big picture, and concerns herself with questions that relate to her role or her place in that picture. Long after the school systems have convinced or taught other kids to stop asking why and to settle for what I'm supposed to do to get to the next step. She has never stopped asking why. She's never stopped asking why she's being asked to do certain things a certain way. And when we got to high school, the answer to that question, instead of getting broader, got much narrower as the school became more and more focused, instead of on nurturing, it became more focused on molding a commodity that is acceptable either to college admissions people or contributes to the statistics that are required for government funding, or that other one most people don't talk about, and that's fitting into the teacher labor policies at school. And the school no longer had the time to answer her questions, and were not interested in the idea that she needed those answers as a prerequisite to performing. It was kind of like the oil in her learning engine. She needed to know why she was doing what she was doing before she could do it. And as that oil got thinner and thinner, I guess the gears in that engine ceased to turn, and the engine came grinding to a halt, and she pretty much shut down. And we were so exhausted from the constant battle. I mean, the parents are at least as stressed by the whole situation as the kids are. We were so exhausted by the battle that we couldn't see, and for that matter, we couldn't even imagine that there might be any other options. So we were giving up, and stumbled across PLC through a newspaper article. You know, everybody finds their own roundabout way to coming into this group, and we came in, talked with Joel, and never looked back. And what I realize now more than anything is that the reason it resonated the way it did from the very first conversation is that everything that we were told about what our kid could accomplish in a different venue started with that question that she had been asking and continues to ask. It was all about why she was doing what she was doing and who she is. And it made a lot of sense, but it's also scary. We hadn't realized that there were any real options for us. At the same time, closing your eyes and losing all rational thought and stepping off a cliff into a canyon in the middle of the night is also a real option. But it's spooky. We have realized after 8 months that our role in Casey's success is totally different from what we had traditionally thought it would be. You can go ahead. I think you can probably get out without help. We had to learn as parents that rather than be an additional source of pressure and stress on our daughter, that we could instead focus on being the keepers of an environment that was safe for her to make her own decisions. Instead of homeschooling being more work for us, it actually relieved a tremendous burden, and we could begin to work on being better role models instead of being taskmasters. It's been as enlightening and as refreshing for us as it has been for her, and it really had to be that way in order for it to work. It is a huge step. It's a big leap, and if this starts to sound religious, I guess it sort of is, because it has been a transformation for our whole family. Casey, in this little bit of time, has gone from being her own worst enemy to her most eloquent self-advocate, and she has earned tremendous respect, as has this program, from her parents. We appreciate it wholeheartedly, and so does the rest of everybody else in our household. And I want more than anything else to express my appreciation for what you guys have done. You've given us some breathing room, and you've allowed Casey to focus on maybe a little bit more healthy attitude toward life, instead of seeing us as that source of stress. Instead, she can just wish she didn't have to have any parents at all. We love you, Casey.
We do.
And we love PLC. Thanks.
Thank you.